Hi, Nicole. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining in, Nicole. Nicole Cooper, thank you. Now, this is one that I think is important, and it kind of rims on the of the self-esteem portion of it. I know many of us have dealt with self-esteem at some point or another, and then there may be some that may not have. But when you love and know who you are, you will answer to who God says you are. Okay? Take a moment to look at how you feel about yourself. Are you happy with who God has created you to be? Are you willing to accept that you are not a mistake, but a miracle manifested? Wow. That's truly something to think about. Sometimes we can allow people to say who we are outside of our name, or tell us that we're not worthy or we don't have any value. But God has created us, and we're definitely not a mistake. We're definitely a miracle manifested. And so if there is anyone that is out there tonight that really feels like, you're not worthy, you don't have any self-worth, you don't know your value because someone has told you that you're not worthy, you need to eradicate that and dismiss it right away. Because once again, I said that we were created for a purpose. We've been created for a reason. God has us in a place where he created us exactly the way that he intended us to be. So some of us are short, some of us are tall. I am on the shorter end. I'm vertically challenged. But hey, I accept that. Why? Because I can be any height on any given day. Normally I'm 5'3", but on a great day, I could be 5'6", because why? I have on my heels. So you understand where I'm going with that? So just because I'm short doesn't mean that I have to live a life feeling like I'm not worthy, or up to the person that's 5'7", 5'8", as speaking of women's terms. So no, God created us. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we do not need to forget that. God created us the way that he wanted us to be. I'm going to tell you something. My husband, when we first met when we went on our first date, he noticed a certain way that I smiled. Hi, Dina. Thank you for joining in. He knows the way I smile. Whenever I smiled, I would smile like this. So we were at dinner. He looked at me and he said, "Why aren't you smiling?" I said, "I am smiling." And he said, "No, that's not a real smile." He said, "Why don't you show your teeth when you smile?" And I said, "Because I don't like my teeth." He said, "Why not?" And so no one had ever taken the time to notice that I didn't smile like for real. And if any of y'all have seen my pictures that my husband has taken of me, you see all my teeth now. I don't mind showing them, but it took him making that statement to me, because otherwise the relationship I had been in prior, my self-esteem was of such where I didn't think highly of myself at all. Growing up, I always felt like I was an ugly duckling. I had always had friends I thought were prettier than me. Caused me to be in a shell a lot of times. And then when I wasn't in the shell, I was being a rambunctious tomboy, climbing trees and playing football with my cousins. That kind of, so I went from one extreme to the other. But with that being said, hi Brittany. With that being said, it took my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, saying to me, "April, why don't you smile? You have a beautiful smile." And all because I was in this shell, I never thought that. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. I never thought that. So people looking at me now, taking all these pictures of my husband, taking pictures of me. People also do not know. Some people don't know that I don't like taking pictures. And because my husband loves taking pictures with the camera and all this, he has a tendency of taking pictures for a long time. And I'm like, okay, just take one or two and we can be done. Well, it doesn't happen that way always. But out of the relationship I came out before, it was never, hi Cheryl, Kenny, how you doing? It was never brought to my attention about my smile. I thought because I didn't show my teeth that I was smiling. And now I look at the pictures I took in the past and look at the pictures now, there's a big difference. I look happy. You know, my smile looks like it's real. So I understood when he said what he said to me, that I have to get out of that and not cower or be afraid to be able to smile and smile for real. And, you know, I have gaps. I like my gaps. I accepted them now. And at the time, I didn't. I was trying to find ways of possibly one day just close them all so I can have the perfect teeth. And because of that, he allowed me to see me. And I thank God for that. I thank God for him. I have an amazing husband. Brittany, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Michelle. Thank you, Michelle Brockton, for joining in. Keep taking those beautiful pictures. I'm not going to say that too loud, but I know my husband would probably agree with you. But thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. This is a quote that says, that's in the book, Noteworthy 17. It says, know your purpose. And when adversity arises, take dominion and authority over it. Press your way into God's plan for your life. And I've been touching on that every so often throughout the night, through this session. Please press your way to that purpose that God has called you to. Don't allow anything or anyone to stop you and to say that you can't. God created you so that you can. Okay? And it says, have you discovered God's plan for your life? What are they? Are you committed to doing the work to make his plans for your life come to fruition? What are you willing to do? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carolyn. You're beautiful and you take beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. Charlotte, thank you for joining tonight. Thank you. Yeah, so are you committed to doing the work to make his plans for your life come to fruition? Yes. Thank you, Kenny G, for tuning in. Thank you so much. We're almost at the last question. For anyone else who has any comments or questions, please feel free while we're still on. And if there's a question that you would like to ask me, and it's more on a personal note, you can inbox me. That's fine. You can inbox me as well, and I can address you later with that. Charlotte, thank you. Okay. Diana, that is a prayer that I have. I am trying to find out what he wants me to do. What am I good at? Wow. You know, let me say this, and it's as simple as this. What is it that comes easy for you? You love to do it, and you would do it for free if you never got paid a dime for it. That's the question you need to ask yourself. What is it that comes easy to you? What is it that you enjoy doing? And what is it that you would do for free? I mean, if you never got paid a dime for it. And for me, that was writing. If I never got paid a dime for writing, I would still do it. I'm very passionate about that. Another thing I'm passionate about is acting. I love to do that, but I love directing now more so than I do acting. But I love it all. But directing is something I'm very passionate about. I love it. And writing, whether it's writing a poem, whether it's writing my next book, whether it's writing my next play, I love doing that. That comes very easy for me. And so now and I'm already getting started on the book for my husband and I. My husband and I are doing a book together, so that's coming next. So stay tuned for that one. We're doing one together. So, but yeah, whatever it is that comes easy for you, and that you would do for free. That's kind of where you can fit in. I know that you have a beautiful voice. You can sing heaven down. You just have a beautiful personality. You're definitely a people person, although you probably may not think you are, but you are. You just have a beautiful spirit. You're welcome. Anyone else? Hi, Aunt Ruby. Oh, I love you too. Aunt Ruby, that's my beautiful aunt, y'all. Lord have mercy. Whenever I see my aunt, I always tell her I got goals. Between her and Angela Bassett, those are my two examples right there. I love you too. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Any more questions or comments? I'm more down to the last noteworthy. Okay. All right. The next one says, even in the midst of the storm, God becomes the calm that settles the wind. And you know what? I'm going to go back to that calm that settles the wind in just a second. How do you handle the storms of life? Now, when I wrote God Wife, and I just knew I was going to go back to that first book that I thought was going to be the first book. And when God told me, and then I had confirmation from Apostle Shaw to go ahead and write the book, I had no idea that this was the last noteworthy. I mean, I knew I had 18 of them, but it didn't dawn on me that the last noteworthy was setting precedence for not only the title, but what was to come of the next book. It was just amazing to me. Even in the midst of the storm, God becomes the calm that settles the wind. So it doesn't matter what you are going through, no matter what you're going through, there is nothing that is too hard for God. Nothing. I don't care what it looks like. I've been in situations where I didn't think I could see my way out of it. I've been in situations where I knew that this was going to be the end for me. And in reading the book that's coming out soon, you will see my testimonials and the trials and things I had actually gone through. And it was nothing but the grace of God that I'm still here now. And so no matter what it looks like, how tough it gets, how someone may have hurt you, or you may feel like there isn't a tomorrow for you, God is there every step of the way to see you through it. I promise you. And the reason I can promise you is because I'm here. I am here. Trust me when I tell you, I didn't always feel like I feel. I didn't always accept the fact that I have a purpose in life. There was a time when I wanted to give up, and I tried to give up. And you will see that in the book. I tried to give up. But if I had given up what I wanted to give up, my children would not be here. My grandchildren would not be here. I would have missed all of that. There was a time that I didn't think I would live past 16 years old. And that's being very transparent. And that is in the book. When I tell you that I'm very transparent in this book, I'm very transparent. I did not leave anything behind concerning things whether it was hurting myself or what have you. I promise you, it's never as bad as you think it is. And it's always someone that's going through something that's worse than what you're experiencing right now. And they made the conscious decision to stick it out, to believe God, to press forward. And they did that. So I encourage you tonight, if there's anyone that's on this live tonight that you felt like you wanted to give up, or you feel like you don't have a purpose, that is a lie from the devil, from the pits of hell. God has put a purpose in you. He has equipped you to do what it is He's called you to do. And not only that, you are a walking, a living testimony. A testimony. So what good is it going to do to end your life when you can speak into the life of someone else and change their life? It's not worth it. Be careful what you put into your ear gate. Be careful what you put in front of your eye gate. And be careful what you speak out of your mouth. The power of death and life, the death and life are the power of the tongue, and they that believe it shall eat the fruit thereof. So if you believe life, speak life. Speak it. Don't speak negativity. Don't allow, if someone comes around you and tries to speak negativity into your life, rebuke it right away. Because God has a purpose for you. Whatever it is. I could be talking to the next New York Times best-selling author right now. I could be talking to someone who has invented the next invention or patent the next creative thing. You don't know. But don't allow people and what they say to you to hinder what God has for you. That's what the enemy wants. He doesn't want you to do that thing that God has purposed for you. He wants to try to stop you. If I had listened to him at the age of 14 and taken my own life because I felt like I was ugly, I felt like I didn't have a purpose, I would have missed out on so much. I would have missed out on my children. And again, my grandchildren, I would have missed out on the wonderful husband I have now. All because the enemy makes you feel like you're not worthy. No. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Everybody that's on this live tonight, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Don't allow another excuse or anything else to stop you from doing what God has created you to do. He does not make any mistakes. You are a walking miracle. And I need you to believe that tonight. These noteworthies were put in the back of the book to give you an idea of what to think about, how to change things and attitudes and everything. Let me tell you something. By the time I got finished with God Wife, I was a God Wife for real. Why? Because it ministered to me. It ministered to me for real. So when I say official God Wife, that's true. Being a wife is not easy, but being a God Wife, it takes work, seriously. But as long as you have prayer, God is your center, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, regardless of what it looks like. And if you are married to that man or married to that woman, if you're married to that woman that does not know God and have a relationship with him, the power of prayer and them watching you live your example before him, and the testimony is enough to change them. Don't give up. However, let me say this. If you are in an abusive relationship, a toxic relationship, we talked about that at the beginning of the live, you do not have to stay in that. And that is not God's best for you. But if you are in a relationship where you know and you believe in your heart of hearts that God has put you together, God has ordained you, and that wife or that husband needs God, needs prayer, then that's what you do. You pray and you believe God for them. You stay encouraged. But if it's toxic, that's not God's best for you. You don't have to stay in it. And that was a decision I had to make one day in my life. If it's toxic, you do not have to stay in it. And granted, there have been people who have gone through what I had gone through in my marriage. And they stayed. And the marriage worked. God bless you. God bless you, because God didn't tell you to leave. He didn't tell you to leave. He told you to press and pursue and believe him for it. And it worked. God bless you. There was no judgment from me on that. But what God had given to me, it was time to go. And I prayed and I believed God. I was prostrate. I fasted. I wanted to keep my family together. But God had to speak to me and tell me, this is not my best for you. And you know what? It wasn't. It was not. So I had to do what was best for me and my children at the time. And I had to believe God every step of the way. And I promise you, he does not leave you, because he never left me. He never left me. And one thing for sure, when things did not go right and ended in divorce, God told me that I was created to be a wife. And I believed that. I never gave up on that. And God, true to his word, he brought someone into my life. And I didn't go looking for him. Let me put that out there. I didn't go looking for him. I wasn't going looking for no husband. And I said no husband. He found me. You put yourself in a position where God is speaking to your life and you're putting him first. I promise you that man that God has for you will find you. I promise you. I'm in right there because I can go all day. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really wanted to have this time to be able to fellowship with you, to speak with you all, and to just share my heart and to go over the Noteworthy. Once again, if you do not have How to Be a God Wife, Not Just a Good Wife, it's not too late. It really isn't. I pray that that you're able to get it and to read it, and it inspires you and it blesses you. And there are some nuggets in here that I feel that are definitely God inspired. And again, they are on. God Wife can be found on every digital outlet. Okay, and it's even at Walmart online. So you can get it on Walmart online as well. And my website as well. OfficialAprilYoung.com is my website. Go there. And also, you get an opportunity to share this video. Please share it. I hope it's been a blessing to you. Thank you for those of you that tuned in tonight. Men as well, thank you guys for joining in. I'm so glad to have you on tonight. You're welcome. Thank you. This was amazing. So inspired by you all. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much, Yvette. Thank you so much. I'm truly blessed by you. And then the other book that's coming out, please stay tuned because I'm going to be giving you updates. Daughter Thunder, The Calm After the Storm. A memoir. That is my memoir that's going to be out very soon. I'll keep you all updated on that as well. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube as well. Okay? April S. Young is my YouTube. All right. Thank you so much. God, you all have been a blessing to me. And thank you for participating in the questions. I love you all. Stay tuned for some updates. And also I'll keep you, as we continue, my husband and I, when we're doing our book, we'll let you all know what's coming on with that as well. Okay? All right. Thank you. I love you all. You all be blessed. You all have a good night and continue to stay safe. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.